Look, my decision is made. I am leaving today, whether you approve or not. Stop wasting my time.
What would you do if the person you trusted most in this world, the one you cooked for, prayed for, and sacrificed everything for, suddenly looked you in the eye and told you that you were not good enough? What would you do if the very hands you held through hard times became the hands that pushed you out of your own home? Today, we bring you the story of Adazi, a woman who gave everything, a woman who was betrayed by the one she loved, and a woman who, in the end, rose in a way that nobody expected. Sit back, relax, and let us dive into this story. But before we begin this beautiful story, if you are new here, please do well to subscribe to our channel and turn on your notification bell so you never miss our sweet and beautiful story. Our community is growing every single day and we are so glad you are here. So sit back, relax, and grab your popcorn. What you are about to listen will blow your mind. It was early morning in Surulere, Lagos. The streets were already filling with the sounds of everyday life. Motorcycles humming, traders calling out, children running to school in their pressed white uniforms. Inside a modest one-room apartment on Akinola Street, a young woman named Adazi was already awake. She was 29 years old. She had a quiet face, gentle eyes, and hands that were never still. Every morning before 6, she was already up, pressing her husband's shirt, warming food on a small gas cooker, and organizing the room that the two of them shared. Her husband, Emeka, had been struggling to find steady work for nearly 2 years. Adazi did not complain. She had taken a job as a cleaner at a private hospital in Ikeja. It was not the life she had imagined when she graduated with her degree in accounting. But she told herself, this is temporary. Things will get better. We will get through this together. Mecca, Adazi, you don't have to keep doing this job. It is not for someone like you. Adazi, we need the money, Mecca. I don't mind. We're in this together. He would look at her with something in his eyes she could not quite name. She told herself it was gratitude. She told herself it was love. She was wrong. 6 months later, something changed. Emeka got a new job, a good one, a position in a real estate company in Victoria Island. Almost overnight, he began dressing differently, speaking differently, moving in new circles. He started coming home late. At first, Adazi said nothing. She warmed his food, she waited up, she prayed. But the late nights became later. The phone calls became quieter. And the man who used to hold her hand had stopped touching her altogether. She knew, but she did not want to know. Then one evening, she came home early from her shift. The door was unlocked. She pushed it open. There was a woman sitting on their bed, a well-dressed woman with a handbag that cost more than their month's rent. She looked at Adazi the way someone looks at furniture, barely acknowledging her presence. Emeka stood up slowly. He did not look ashamed. He looked annoyed. Ada, I have been meaning to talk to you. This is Temi. We have been seeing each other for 4 months now. What? I need someone who matches where I am going. I am sorry, but I think you should find somewhere else to stay. The room became very quiet. Adazi stood at the door. She could not speak. She could not move. She felt something break inside her chest, not loud, not dramatic, just a quiet, terrible cracking. Tears filled her eyes, but she did not let them fall. Not in front of him, not in front of this woman. She turned around and walked out. Pain, silence. It was raining heavily that night in Lagos. Adazi sat on the steps of a locked shop on the street, her small bag beside her, the water soaking into her shoes. She had no family in Lagos. Her mother was in Enugu. She had 600 naira in her purse. She sat there for a long time. Then she looked up at the sky and said quietly, God, I don't understand, but I trust you. A woman named Mrs. Okonkwo found her. She was returning from a night shift as a nurse, umbrella in hand. She saw Adazi sitting in the rain and stopped without hesitation. "Mrs. Okonkwo, my daughter, what are you doing out here? Come inside." She took Adazi into her home, fed her, let her sleep in the spare room, asked no questions that night. In the days that followed, Adazi told her everything. Mrs. Okonkwo listened. She did not say, "I told you so." She did not offer empty words. She simply said, "My daughter, the betrayal is not the end of your story, Adazi. It is only the end of a chapter that was not meant for you." 3 months later, Adazi was still at Mrs. Okonkwo's. Her home, she had found a second job doing bookkeeping for a small electronics shop in Yaba. Her accounting degree, the one she had thought was useless, was quietly proving its worth. She worked harder than anyone around her. She woke early, she slept late, she saved every naira she could. One afternoon, the shop owner, a quiet, well-dressed man named Mr. Ademi, called her into his office. "Adazi, I have been watching you for 3 months. You have balanced books that 3 people before you could not fix. I want to offer you a full position, senior accountant, with a proper salary." She stared at him. He continued calmly, "What you may not know is that this small electronics shop is one of 11 businesses I own across Lagos. I need someone I can trust. I think that person is you." Everything suddenly started making sense. Adazi was no longer the woman sitting in the rain on Akinola Street. She had her own apartment, small, but hers. She had sent money home to her mother in Enugu. She had a title, a salary, and a growing confidence that no one could take from her. And Mr. Ademi, the quiet, observant man who had watched her work in silence for months, had slowly become something more. He was patient with her. He never rushed her. He understood that a woman who had been broken the way she had been broken needed time. On a quiet Sunday evening, he took her to the waterfront in Lekki. The lights of the city shimmered across the water. "I don't know everything that happened to you, but I know who you are. I know how you work, how you pray, how you treat people who cannot do anything for you. Adazi, I am asking you to let me be your person, the way you deserve." Tears filled her eyes, but this time they were not the tears of a woman in pain. They were the tears of a woman who finally understood that God had not abandoned her in the rain. He had simply been redirecting her. She said yes. As for Emeka, the real estate company he had joined collapsed within the year due to fraud. The well-dressed woman left him within months. He was last seen trying to borrow money from old friends he had once ignored when success came calling. Nobody was surprised. Nobody was sorry. Dear lovely viewers, this story carries a message that is simple but important. The people who betray you do not destroy you. They redirect you. Sometimes God allows certain doors to close, not to punish you, but to walk you toward a door that was always meant for you. Adazi did not fight. She did not beg. She did not try to prove her worth to someone who had already decided not to see it. She simply held her dignity, kept working, and trusted that her story was not over. And she was right. Now, dear friends, I want to hear from you in the comments. Do you think Adazi was right to walk away without a fight? Or should she have said more to Emeka that night? Let me know what you think below. I read every comment and I love hearing your thoughts. If this story touched your heart, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And if you are not yet subscribed, please subscribe now and turn on your notification bell so that every time we upload a new story, you are the first to know. Thank you so much for watching, I truly appreciate your time, and I will see you in the next one.